means is if you take your time and plan things out and make sure that you are set up to perform that job as flawlessly as you can, you're going to have a much better result. The worst thing you can do is rush through something and then take 3 times as long as you need to because you have to troubleshoot all these weird issues. And what's even worse than that is you end up with lingering doubts as to whether your workmanship is good. So don't be that person. Take your time and really enjoy the process as much as you can and try to make the product as perfect as you can. Then you'll be able to rely on this thing for years to come.
Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. How's it going, y'all? Let me just make our live stream alert, which I forget to do almost every time. Oh, I heard a chirp. I heard a chirp like someone maybe followed. All right, live stream alert posted. Here we go. Blank Shadow 34. Thank you for the follow. How's it going? Let's get rolling today. All right, we got to iron some kinks out of our little editor grid rendering thing we're doing. All right, so the issue we're seeing, there's a few minor issues we're having with our little editor grid. Otherwise, we got it working. So it's very visually noisy. We want to switch to the dotted line. But now it expands out. There's some z-indexing. It looks like we have some z-indexing problems. Kind of weird that we have z-indexing problems because, as my understanding, we are drawing this from behind. So we're like one tile back and projecting it forward. Hey, Ryson, how's it going? So let's address that part. I do love that we're successfully just rendering just the edges. That's what we want to see. Let's figure out this z-indexing issue. Excuse me. Need outline. Thanks, Leandro. Yeah, because we're kind of doing this fake 3D thing using isometric 2D, it can be kind of hard to tell where you actually are in space. So we're trying to add some little hints, some little editor hints to help lay out that. And we're going to do this here. Yeah, we need to fix a couple of things. How's everyone doing today? So the z-indexing is the same. Let me see if I can just reorder something and see if that helps. I know the ordering in the scene tree can have an effect. It shouldn't. Maybe you're not. Oh, the children of the levels aren't being Y sorted. Weird. Let's change these back then. Let's see if that did it. Be kind of a minor miracle if that was all it took. That got us most of the way there. Oh, this is strange. This is strange what's happening at the corners here. Hey, Autogon, how's it going? All right, yeah, there's still some weirdness happening here. I'm having a bit of a hard time telling. Oh, this is not being drawn from the correct tile. It looks like. All right, let's dig into that a little bit. Ryson, anybody know how to get Git to recheck your modifications? Because it isn't picking up something for you. Oh. It's not picking up a change that you know you made? That's very strange. I am not sure. We'll see. We'll see if anyone responds. Adagon, you're done with your last projects for uni. Now just exams left. Nice. Adagon, it should always pick up changes automatically unless the file's in the Git ignore. Yeah, that's my feeling, but it sounds like this is a file that's like been committed, has changed, but that change isn't being registered. Very strange. I've never encountered that. I don't know how that's possible. Like, how would that even happen? Like, you'd need like a checksum or something that like reads as like being not changed at all. Adagon, was git rm used at any one point? That's a question. Ryson, an export from a GD script that was temporarily moved, then put back. Leandro is suggesting git rm cached. Have you tried that? Oh, hey, Kuvi man. You used it 3 years ago. Thanks, Kuvi. That's good. How's everybody? All right, so our problem... not problem. We need to make sure that we're actually putting these in the correct... I don't think we're drawing on the correct tile. Like, I don't think we're physically using the correct cell when we're trying to do the back edges. The front edges are obviously working just fine, but I think the back edges are wrong. And so we set the back edge by saying, like, key is new vector 4i. Oh, wait, no. I remember what we did. We did this a certain way, and I messed it up yesterday. We're drawing forward so that we don't ever hit a negative coordinate. So that 0 for like the editor is like 1 for this, so that we can draw at 0. Yeah, okay. I see what we did here, and then we broke it. So we need to actually be at negative 16. And that's gonna look weird. That's gonna look broken because I think I forgot about that yesterday and I made some changes. Appreciate the help, Leandro. All right, so now it's going to be very wrong. Yeah, now it's being rendered too far back. But the Z and... Oh, no. Okay, so it's correct in this context, it looks like. Well, sorta. Okay, so the back wall looks correct, and now the front wall looks wrong. Okay, that's fine. We can fix that. As long as the back wall looks correct, fixing the front wall should be relatively easy. Kind of a weird visual thing happening here. I might fiddle with the Z indexing of the bottom, this bottom line, and make it a little higher up so that it renders over the tile. I think that would look better. So Godot, oh, you reloaded Godot and the change had reverted. So apparently Godot just hadn't persisted the change to the drive. Oh, that's annoying. Because yeah, you said that was an export. Cool. Glad that worked out. All right, so what we need to do, so we have this, we define the key here. We ask, Is the X coord, or here we ask, like, is the Y coord the max? If it is, we want the Y to be +1. That should be doing it for us. But this doesn't seem to ever really happen. That should be, like, sufficient. I'm gonna make this +2 just to, like, make it very obvious if it's happening or not. So we can see if that's happening at all or if it's not. It should help. It'll look very wrong. Yeah, okay. Okay, but this is where it should be, so... Why is it doing +2? Okay, so something weird is happening in the back, maybe. Because it shouldn't need to be adding +2. Very strange. So, like, if we do the same thing here... Oh, we don't do this at all here. Wait, what? Why are we only doing this on the X and the Y layers? Doesn't seem right. We're like shifting the whole thing forward is kind of what we're doing. Kind of weird. I have to think about this a little more clearly. What are we talking about? Direwolves? Direwolf is a good Grateful Dead song. That's what I know about that. Don't murder me. I beg of you, don't murder me. Please don't murder me. That's a good song. Yeah, they brought them back to life. The direwolf isn't even a direwolf. I don't know. People are talking about the resurrection of the direwolf species. Just kind of cool. Very, very Jurassic Park. Very, very weird. They didn't make a direwolf. They made a wolf with some direwolf traits. I mean, that's how it's done, right? I'm down. We just gotta make them big enough that they're, like, rideable. As, like, mounts. Like in Warcraft. Alright, so this is a little weird. I'm a little confused as to what's happening here. So I'm trying to add one to the coords. What I actually want to do is subtract one to all of the coords. That's actually what I want to do, right? Because we're trying to draw behind. We're trying to draw to the front, but from one tile behind. When we're doing this. So that's actually what I want to do, I think. Can we just say... So instead of this, I can just say... Well, no. I'll say y minus 1. And we want to do this to everything. Right? Keep one copy of what I was doing before, just so I don't forget. We're lucky that horses are herbivores. That's true, we are. You'd be okay with a chicken with T-Rex features? Yeah, I think that would be good. Oh yeah, that would be like a Yoshi. Yeah, let's get some Yoshis over here. All right, let's see what this does. This will look wrong, but it will look wrong in a different way. So we want to do this. Oh, we need to do this a little differently. We want to shift all of it backwards, so not just along one avenue. We want to do -1. We also need to do this for the other 2 layers. We want to move the whole thing back. Okay. So still not behaving quite right. So now we can move it forward here. This is going to mess up the Z indexing again. Should be fine, mostly. Hey, Diginanigans. Yeah, we got the regulars in here. We're fiddling with our editor tool set here. With our little line drawer thing. I think I'm making it worse, but I think we're understanding what's happening. So it's weird. It looks like this, and then I do this. So it seems like the stuff going on at the back is mostly fine. But then at the front, everything just looks wrong. Maybe this is mostly, well, obviously the Z and the X, this whatever's happening up here is very wrong. And it's because I'm drawing it from the back like this. Let's fiddle around with the Z indexing. So I want a specific layer. I want this layer. I want layer W. Layer W, I want you to get 1 extra Z index so that you render over stuff. I actually want layer Z to do the same. Maybe? All right. Okay. And then so what if I go down here and I start to lay stuff out? Or more specifically, what if I do this? Oh, well, here's a problem. Here's a fun problem. We're actually wrong. We actually are not. We're drawing this too high up. Forget about the Z indexing stuff. Well, which is very wrong, but also we're drawing it way too high up here. So we need to bring everything back down. I thought raising the Z indexing of the grid layer Z would help with that, but it did not. Is part of the issue that you're aligning it to the top edge of your tiles rather than the bottom? Yeah, that's definitely part of the problem. All right, see you, Leandro. We're also having to draw it at an offset because we're drawing just a single face. And we're needing to draw it from the tile behind and projecting it forward. So the positioning is a little weird, and we're trying to get the positioning to work right along with the indexing, just so that it looks good. But yeah, I've definitely set the whatever you call this. I've set the origin to be incorrect. I need to fiddle with this origin. Yeah, it's still like really okay. So the top Z is wrong. This is getting closer. I'm super confused about what's happening. Okay, so it is still, it's kind of just off. So this should actually be, so this is -8, this is -8, so this should be 0. It should be placed in front. Okay, okay, so the positioning is getting closer. Then we can just fix the Z indexing or Y sorting issues. But the positioning is getting closer. This is at least, well, this is weird. Oh, maybe it's positioned right, but it's being rendered over. Oh, that's what's happening. And this. So we need to bring the XY down a little bit. I think we need to bring them all down a little bit. Maybe 1 pixel for the Z. The bottom Z looks right. The top Z is a little wrong. And then the XY is a little off. I don't know why it's asymmetrically off. Probably because I didn't update the... So I bring you down a pixel. I bring you down 2 pixels. Maybe 2 pixels. All right. I think we're lining it up here. All right, so you're going to be 28. Make you 14. That seems wrong, but... It seems wrong, but we're going to try it. I think it should actually be 12. Indigenagans, yeah, positioning looks correct to your right. Now, once the back tiles get rendered over top, you think that'll fix it? Yeah, I think we're lining up the positioning. We just got to get the Z indexing. How are you doing? How are you doing, Indigenagans? Okay, I made the XY stuff worse. Because in Godot, the enemy's gate is down, and I forget that sometimes. So... maybe we need 16. Let's try it. Why is there alternatives here? -8, -8, -8, 8. You want to be -8. There we go. And then you are... oh, why did these flip at one point? Very strange. Tired today, but doing good. That's good. Why does it look worse? What the hell is going on? Texture origin is behaving very weirdly here. Is this going in the opposite direction that I'm expecting it to? Very strange. I'm gonna just make it 0 and see if it goes up or down. I think it should be... Oh. Okay. I think I see. Well, that's a terrible example. Here we go. Here's a better example. I think I messed something else up here. What if this was -8? I think we're interleaving these incorrectly horizontally is what was happening. Let's see if that's right. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now with the XY. Okay, so it's there. It needs to be moved up. So it needs to be like maybe negative. Let me see which one of these moves here. We're just dialing in the X pieces. So you went down. Yeah, I don't know why the origin is like moving in the opposite direction as to what I expect, but I think that's fine. I think this will be right. And then if the X ones are good, we can move the Y ones into position. And we'll be in good shape. Okay, almost there. I know this is probably not visually very interesting. But I want to get all of this stuff done. This is probably our last stream for the week. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. Hold on. I think those two Z layers are positioned further than they're supposed to be. I think that's causing part of the problem. I think I forgot to move the Z level down. Not Z level, but the Z layer. I think I forgot to move this Z layers thing down here. So this should, let's try 24. Okay. I think we're getting closer. There's still something weird going on, but let's at least get everything synchronized. All right, let's see what this one looks like. See how we're looking here. Hey, physics, we're all gonna be rich. Yeah, I saw a pretty huge rally today. I mean, it's all like a confidence game, right? Okay, so the front is rendering correctly, but the sides and the back are misbehaving. So that's interesting. I think I need to do something special when we're at the back. But I think we're dialing it in here at the front. Yeah, this is right. We just need to fix the Z indexing stuff that's happening. How are you doing, physics? What are you going to do with your millions? Yeah, that's the... Okay, now we need the thing. Now we need this check here that I had before. No, we don't want to check the max. We want to check the min. Okay, so that's the opposite direction. All right, I really hope so what? I need to fix the Z indexing a little bit. I'm having a hard time reading this. So if the coords.x is equal to the min.x, then layer x, x layer, you're at a layer x. We actually trying to check, am I checking the wrong coordinate? Oh, oops. I'm making it worse. I'm making it so much worse. Let's go back to what we had. Oh. Are we rendering the wrong? All right. I'm going to give each of these a bonus Z index as a treat. Hopefully that helps me reason about this a little better. fact, maybe we can do this at an even more fundamental level, huh? Huh. Super weird. Maybe Z needs 2. I'm doing the positioning in such a way that's making it really hard to Z-index it correctly. I need to do some kind of offset. I'm drawing from the back forward, which is fine. That should work. I don't know why that's behaving so weirdly. I don't know why we need +2. Maybe I need to question my assumption about how this is working. Maybe this actually isn't being offset where I expect it to be. No, it is. Did shenanigans, maybe too much work to change now, but you think if I switched how you're drawing the border tiles to be the inside edge of the next tile outside of the bounds, it would solve the z-index issue and help offset. All right, let me see if I can mentally grok what you're suggesting here. You want to draw the border tiles to be the inside edge of the next tile outside of the bounds. As opposed to right now, it looks like you're doing the inside edge of the actual tile. Depends on what you mean by inside edge. Basically, what we're doing is, so for whatever actual tile, let's define actual tile as like the thing, the gray block, right? Like the thing we're trying to outline. So right now, the outlining is being drawn generally. So here's the problem: is the lines in front of the block are being drawn on the same tile and offset forwards. But the lines behind the tile are being drawn on the tiles behind the block and projected forward. I'm just not sure what you mean by inside and outside, because it's relative to some perspective. I'm not sure what your perspective is. Is inside towards the camera? Because that's what we're doing. All right. Yeah, the Y sorting alone should mostly help us here. But we should only need to Y sort by, or we should only need to boost the Z index by 1. I don't know why it's in this awkward place. I don't know why it's rendering quite so weirdly. Oh, shoot. Well, no, hold on. Hold on. Is it because we're drawing this into 2 different brands? Don't feel like you have to take time out of your day to Photoshop your explanation to me, but I appreciate it. Oh. I'm fighting with the walls because the walls are on a different Z index than everything else. I forgot about that. Maybe we need to just... You know, there's a relatively straightforward way to fix this, and it's to make the structure... I tried to cut corners by only using 3 layers per block, but that's causing a problem because the actual gray blocks use 6 layers. And so I'm actually not sure if we're going to be able to fix this without also using 6 layers for the outline. But I think if we use 6 layers for the outline, the solution there would be trivial. I should try to figure out the stuff happening in the back first. Napa, for Sprite, did you just learn everything on your own, or did you take any courses? Just curious, as you were learning Sprite while learning Godot. I've kind of been fumbling through Sprite on my own. I did not take any courses. I do like watching like Adam C. Eunice. I would recommend watching Adam's videos. They're the best. And then otherwise, just people on a Twitch chat they'll usually yell at me if my workflow is bad, right? Let me link you Adam's channel. Yeah, I would recommend checking out some of Adam's stuff. I'm welcome, Ryson. What did you do? Oh, you mean for the workflow suggestions that chat yells at me about? Yeah, thank you. All right, so the easy thing for me to do would be to turn this into a 6-layer solution, which honestly might be the best thing to do, because it would be most in line with how the rest of the autotiler works. I could even eventually add a 7th layer for doors if I wanted. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there are any good ones. I'm not really the kind of person that like looks through like Udemy and like other course things. I'm the kind of person that just kind of bashes their head against the wall and figures stuff out, and occasionally refers to like a guide or something like that. Yeah, would this be just easier if I just switched? We have to redraw this tile set anyway. I think that would fix the Z indexing problem. And I don't think we can necessarily do it otherwise. So let's grab this somewhere here. This. Where is this thing? Oh, is it under grid? Yeah, of course it is. Excuse me. So I need to separate out. So this can be solid, or this can be dotted. Dotted. Solid. Posted to the Discord. The red is what it looks like you're doing now. Have border on the 12 tiles that are part of the shape. All right. Let's go to the Discord. Not exactly. But I can similarly show you what we're doing. Oh, let's make a bigger one so we have the grid. Here's what we're actually doing. So let's say bottom right is the max. I did an E instead of an A. So if this is the maximum, like the maximum edge in the bottom right, and the other edge is the minimum, which I feel like I don't need to also draw. So if this is the maximum edge, and let's say white is the shape, what we've been doing is actually like this. We've been drawing offset backwards and projecting it forwards. This is what you're doing. So what you were saying was doing the border on the 20 tiles surrounding it. Ah, okay, and projecting it in. We could do that. That's actually not a terrible idea. So what you're suggesting is instead of this to do like... You're suggesting something like this. So around the outer edges and projecting it inward. From the outside, like this. That could work. That would, so you're saying we do that and that guarantees that the outlines in the front are in front and the outlines in the back are in back. Yeah, that would probably work. My diagram is probably impossible to see and not helpful, but yeah, I think that could work. Hey, No Jewel. I think we still need to go to 6 layers because we need to deal with the fact that the floors and the walls have different z-indexes. And if we wanted all the y-sort correctly, then we need to accept that and do the same thing for the outlines. Shenanigans, you wouldn't even need to project it. It would just be the actual tile. Since the front ones are on the next row, they will naturally get painted after, and the black ones will be painted behind. Yeah, maybe I'm Well, so what I mean by projected is like the ones in the back. So the ones in the back are positioned here in the back, but they need to be drawn at the front. So they need to be drawn like... The ones backward need to be drawn so that they're projected over or behind. They need to look right. Because we're just rendering one face of a three-dimensional object, so the face needs to be like flush. So the back ones would need to be flush with the rest of the I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly, but it's like we basically need to project it onto the correct face. So you don't want to draw the ones in the front and project it forward, because then it will look wrong. You're suggesting drawing it on the actual tile. You wouldn't even need to project it. It would just be the actual tile. Since the front ones are on the next row, they'll naturally get painted after. Yeah, but we're trying to line them up correctly. So they just need to be different, which is fine. We could actually just make... we could solve this with a source ID that has a different texture origin, or we could do the thing where we draw it on a different tile. We just need to offset it so that it looks correct. Somehow. There's a bunch of options for how we would do this. This diagram is not helpful to anybody, including me, so I don't know why I'm still here, but... Have you considered using draw line inside a draw function in GDScript? I have not considered that. And I don't think I will. Because I want to be able to do things. We're making a box selection tool, basically. Basically, we're making a version of the autotiler that's like a box selection tool. And we can use that box selection for anything that we want. So I would like it to be aligned with the tile map. And if we do a debug draw, Ryson, how would we draw a line behind a tile map? Like... we would need to be specifying the render order like very, very concretely, and I don't want to do that. I actually have a problem, I think, with single tile, with a single block rendering of this, and I don't know how to fix it. But that's fine. Let's get there when we get there. Let's get rid of this grid. Oh god. That's maybe too much. Let's not show the grid. All right, let's fix this. Because the problem is we put the dotted lines down here and they cannot be down here. We need to overlay them so that they're in the exact same position, just as different source IDs. So we're going to do that. And here we are going to do this. And move these up. All right, so that fixes that part. And then these, same deal, need to be transferred. Maybe moved up. One, two, three, four. So we have a solid and a dotted. Oh, we need to move the dotted stuff around. Oh, we need to delete the solid first. We need to line these all up. So this is sufficient. So what we're going to say is we're going to grid tiles dotted. And then this is going to be grid tiles solid. And that solves that. I see what you're doing here. I see what your thing means here now. I think we can generally do this. It's just you see what the problem is, right? Like, if this is the center of the tile, this green line is here. And if this is the center of the tile, this green line is here. So we just need to... But they're not... You can't rotate a tile like that. We just need to pick the right offset. Whoa, what if I do that within here? What if I do that within... We have a bunch of extra room. So what if I just copy this... If I copy this and extend this here. To be like this, just be a duplicate. Then we can use different offsets within the same source ID. I think I'm figuring out how we're gonna do this. Oh, not the whole layer, damn it. Yeah, or you would need to do that in Aseprite, or rather, that would be the way to do it without having to fight with offsets. Treat it like you would any other tile. Yeah, I think we're gonna just have a different set of offsets. Bryson, you were thinking if they were draw calls on instant scene collection tiles, they could respect draw order, but probably not. Yeah, I have not played. I'm like very experienced in instance drawing for Unity and how that interacts there. I've not tried any of that like manual draw call stuff in Godot. Yeah, let's treat it like we would any other tile, like DIGITAL said. Part of that is going to be adding additional layers so that it behaves like a regular set of layers. So instead of grid layer X, Y, Z, and W, we're gonna have bulk layer X. We're gonna arrange this exactly the same way that we would arrange the hull levels. So hull level 0. So we have deck layer X, deck layer Y, or deck layer Z, bulk layer X, bulk layer Y, bulk layer Z. We don't need door layer because we're just doing outlines. But if we do it this way, then we can at least... So visibility... So where do I set y'all's visibility? Zero, 2. Yeah, so decks have an index of 0 and bulks have an index of 2. So floors are 0, walls are 2. So we need to recreate that or we won't get the Y sorting to play nicely. We want the Y sorting to play really nice. I'm a little concerned about the way selection boxes are going to interact with the tiles immediately in front of them or behind them. I think we can figure that out though. We could just, if anything, offset them by 1 so they exist in like an in-between space. And we can always make more z-indexing layers if we want to play with it a little more clearly. But yeah, I think having 6 layers here makes a lot of sense. Because then the layer enum that all tiles get will also make sense. It will also be in line. All right. This is going to involve changing the code a little bit. Oh, and I need to change the tile set one more time. Man, is it going to be so nice when we're done with this tool? We don't have to think about it anymore. I'm ready. I'm ready to be done with this tool. To just be building blocks. But I'm really trying to be very purposeful about the way we work on this game. Like, we need to finish this part because this is foundational work. And then we can just move on and not worry about it. I do not want to leave this in a state of like, oh, we're just building scaffolding. And, you know, if the scaffolding changes or is incomplete, we'll just come back and we'll fix it later. It's like, I don't want to do that. I mean, we'll have to do that eventually because requirements will change. But I really... To me, context switching when you're a solo dev is so expensive. It is so expensive to, like, be moving between different contexts when you're the only one working on a project. I mean, it's expensive anyway, but, like, it's really expensive when you're working on something by yourself. Because, like, I'm in the headspace where I understand this editing tool very intimately, but if I put it down for 3 months and then picked it up again, it would be like, what's happening? What's going on? So I want to do as much of this work now as we possibly can. All right, so the decks are gonna all be 0. So we actually need to change this. So you're 0, you're 0, you're 0. These are all gonna be 2. So that it's in line with everything else. 2, 2, 2. And then we go over here in the tile system and we change this. Looking forward to new problems and new gray hairs. Yeah, exactly. Last year or two, my gray hair count has like started to go like exponential. It's kind of incredible. So we're going to use this kind of annotation system like we've got here. So let's rearrange these. So X, Y, Z. So we're going to do an X, Y, Z, and then we'll do another X, Y, Z. So these are going to be deck layers. Deck layer X. Actually, can we do these in pairs? Actually, no, I don't want to do them in pairs, because there's actually some snazzy stuff we can do. We don't pair them. Diginanigans, same there. Doesn't help that when you're deeply concentrated on solving a coding problem, you tend to pluck out your beard hairs. I don't have that problem. I do have the problem where I'm running out of hair. You can't quite see it yet. But I've already started to get this like nice comb over going. It's the stress, man. It's mostly ricin stressing me out. JK. Okay, how do we demarcate this over here then? Tile, map, layer. Oh, we have them as separate words. It should probably be one word. It's hard to read that. I like that we're moving closer and closer to treating anything getting auto-tiled to be very similar. I think that will help us in the long run. All right, let's go back to here because we actually need to make a couple more changes to this. So right now this is drawn out as if it was the full block. We need to split these up to be the correct size. So I'm just going to get rid of these actually, and we're just going to redraw these. We're going to go grab environment, tile, hull, sprite, all default combined. I don't know why I left so much space here. I don't actually need any of it, but we need this. We don't actually need the whole thing. We just need to know what the size is. So we just need the edges of one of these. So this is the lower part. And then we just need one of the taller parts. So what we're going to do is we're just going to draw over this like this. They're double thick lines we're using here, so take that into account. And then erase the rest of this. And we just copy this over a couple times here. All right, now we can shorten this canvas. We just need these parts. Oh, and now we need to just copy this over to the dotted side. I'm actually not sure how the dotted part's gonna work. Let's try a couple of these out. Might actually be wrong. Yeah, that's wrong. So what I need to do here... I forgot how the dotted one worked. Okay, that's fine. We can figure this out. So what I'm going to do to fix that is I'm going to go here. Go pull up the dotted PNG and just compare. So we'll take one of these. Let's take this one. And then in here, and just throw this down for a minute here. And then we'll see one of these, like this. So that stops there. Oh, okay, so these are actually going to be kind of cut up a little weird. That's actually fine. So we're going to do this. Is that right? Oh, there needs to be the double, right. Did that wrong. I need these to line up correctly when they're being layered. And that should be right. And then this is going to be the opposite, so this will be like this. Oh, wait, what? Maybe I spoke too soon. So we take this here. So this is part of it. So that's our part. Oh, and then this. Oh, there's some overlap. Actually, I'm not sure how the overlap works. What if instead I took this, put this here. Is it like this? We were doing this as a single line. Now we're splitting it up into two lines, and I have to like remember where the lines, how the lines overlap. They overlap a little. This might require some degree of experimentation. Or maybe I open the solid line, and that gives us a better idea. So what if I use a solid line here? Let me see how these line up here. So there's you. There's you. Yeah, so there's a little overlap here, and I'm not sure. Let's look at it in the engine, that might help. So if we look at a grid layer here, and we grab Let's make a couple. Let's make a pair of these, and we can see how these are supposed to overlap. What is going on here? Somehow these are off by some amount. Unclear to me how. There we go. That's more correct. All right. So then if I did this with dotted lines, this would look totally wrong because I haven't fixed the dotted lines yet. All right, so the way this works, it's going to look like this, I think. So the floor pieces, okay. So the floor pieces are going to look like that. So they're actually just going to be 2 dots. Or not the floors, these little guys. These little guys here can actually just be 2 dots. And I think you achieve that by erasing this. Actually, how the hell do you achieve that with this? So that, we can cut that out because that's shared. So here's 8. So maybe we trim 1 off the top, 1 off the bottom, and then 2 out of the middle. I think that's how they're supposed to look. Going to be pretty interesting to see if this works out. All right, so that's those ones. And then so these ones on the top, how do these ones look? So this is there. So it's 6 dots. Evenly distributed in the middle. This is 6.5. So what we should do probably I'm gonna look at this one. Made this tough for myself a little bit. I think this is how it looks. Okay, here's how they line up. Ah, perfect. So it's 2 off the top, 1 off the bottom, and then like that. That's what I did. And then for this one, it's 1 off the top, 2 off the bottom. Okay. Tricky. A little tricky. I think that's how they're supposed to look. All right, I think I got it. Solid, dotted, solid, dotted. All right, we should be able to use these. Don't save. Don't save. We gotta rebuild this tile set is the annoying thing about this. Should probably just frankly start over here, but let's... The nice thing is we should be able to just use the offsets of the other tile set, the regular hull tile set, which I have here. Should help us rebuild this more easily. Do I want dotted or solid first? Probably dotted first. Grid. Here we go. No, never automatically create the textures for me. Always do it wrong. All right, and then how do we organize this here? So we have floor, side, floor top, floor side, floor top. Except for us, we don't have the top. We're actually using the bottom. So that's fine. We do X, Y, and then Z. X, Y, and then Z. Okay. Let's recreate that. So this will be X, Y. So we'll say grid, and we'll say bulk, side. Bulk sides. I don't know. This is two sides. It's the X and Y side. And I understand why tile map layers remember what source IDs you've used even when you delete them. But it's like super annoying. All right, so we're doing the sides. So this is gonna be oh, I was gonna do this a little differently, wasn't I? I was gonna do this in such a way that we can have the back and the front work correctly. Can I still do that? No, we need something to be like back side or front side. Oh, I don't need to redo this tiles. I need to just add stuff for here. So this is gonna be bulk, side, I don't know, front. We'll say back. We'll say back first. The hull does the floors first, right? Floor then wall, floor then wall. Okay, so we should do the deck first. Say deck, deck side back. Doesn't really matter what these are as long as we're consistent. Texture region is 32 by 32, I think. 16 by 32. $16 by 28 is what I do here. All right. $16 by 28. There is a margin. And there is a there's no separation. Margin of 6. This tile, this tile, this tile, and this tile. Select. We refer to this. Wall side. -8, 10. At least we don't have to figure that stuff out again. Oops, -8, 10. Now we need to make the alt tiles. Create an alternative tile. Flip H. And then you're 8, 10. Right, because you're -8, yeah. All right, so that's... Oh, that's the back. Yeah, and then the front we'll do differently. Front will flip that. So we'll say... I wish there was just a duplicate this. But I understand why you wouldn't want that. Dotted. And this will be ID 1, dotted, deck, side, front. (16 by 28). Margin of 6. All right, now we've got ID 2, dotted, deck. I guess we need to define a bottom and a top. I guess bottom should be first, huh? QRT42, how's it going? Hey, it's going all right. We're just working on we're redoing some tile map stuff. We're working on a little selection box for a tool we're making. How are you doing? All right, dotted deck bottom is all of these. And it's similar. Actually, we don't have a thing that's similar to this. But we could intuit what it would be by looking at this. So if instead of here, we want it to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8 down. $8y. Or actually be negative $8y. We're defining the origin, not where we actually want to draw it. Good. Struggle a bit with GD extensions, C++ and CMake. Oh, that stuff is I have not dabbled into that. I was afraid to, so when I went to write my ECS simulation layer that I made for this game, we're doing all of this in C#, which is a little embarrassing, but yeah, I am not comfortable enough in C++ to have done that. So I feel you. What kind of stuff are you what kind of extension stuff are you trying to make? All right, so that's fine for that. If you use C#, you could use Flex C#, but you don't want to use C#. Flex is in C++. Is there a C# version of Flex? I should have just used that, geez. Because I'm familiar with Flex, and I actually read a lot of the creators' writings when I was building my ECS. It's definitely not the right language for it, but I originally came from Unity, and I was very familiar with the Unity dots ECS, so it was comfortable for me. And in general, I'm more used to C#, so it was a more comfortable option for me. But yeah, are you trying to write an ECS in C++ in Godot? Because that'd be awesome. Let me know when you finish, because I could use it. Oh, wait. What's wrong with me? These are the wrong things. All right. Thought I was setting up the decks. I was setting up the bulks. That's fine. We just change the IDs and nobody will notice. So you're 3. And you're 4. Now we just redo this again. You're 0. Dotted, deck, side, back. Should probably use underscores here. No, you try to use Flex with Godot and GDScript. Okay. How's that working out for you? Or are you trying to write an extension for that purpose? Is that what you're saying? Because a Flex extension for Godot would be awesome. All right. Now we got to see this part. Floor side. Okay, so the floor side stuff is texture region 16 by 12 with the separation of 4. I don't care about the separation. 16 by 12 with an origin of -8, -6. Okay, that's what I want. Not 100% that I have this lined up correctly, but let's try it. What did I say? -8 by -6? Yeah, that looks right. -6. It did not work in Godot 4.1 because the GD script info was missing in GD extension? Huh. Strange. Did I just enter the information for the front again? I did. Okay. So this isn't the back, this is the front. Well, that sounds like a great thing to be working on, honestly. What are you trying to, are you just doing it just so you have an ECS ready to go, or do you have something in mind? Because I feel like people only really tend to write an ECS when they have something in mind. Otherwise, it's really not worth it, right? Because like most games don't even really... You wouldn't say most games need it. Or I wouldn't say most games need it. I don't want to put words in your mouth. So this one's going to be 8 by -6. Zillin had created an issue for it, but you can't find it anymore, so you'll give it another try. Okay. They do be fixing a lot of stuff with that engine. Yeah, that's a really cool thing to be working on. I know I'm going to eventually regret having my own ECS. Add this backwards. All right. Just need to do the last one here for now. We'll do the solid ones later. Let's get this working first. Dotted, bulk. Dotted, bulk, top. Oh, man. I hit yes. I blindly hit yes. It was like, do you want to automatically make these? No. I never want you to automatically make the tiles. Ever. You never do it right. 5. All right. Wall top. What are your 24? Okay. Your origin is Y24. Beautiful. All right, that should be it for that. So this tile set should be ready to go. I guess we should try to draw something just to make sure that we didn't mess it up here. Well, wait, so we're doing this, so if this is the tile we want to outline, we need to do it from over here. So I would say deck layer, so I'd draw here, and then instead of here, I would also draw, so I would draw, what is this? This is the back, so I draw the back there, I draw the front here, oops, what? Here. Why are these the same? Oh, spoke too soon. -8, -6. Oh, Jesus. How did I eat 6? 8 -6. I did this wrong. Okay, so the back is right, the front is wrong. The front needs to be 8-6. -8-6. I think that's right. So this should be 8 -6. Texture origins are so tedious. You do what you gotta do. All right, let's try that again. So we drew the back tile here. So if we're trying to draw around this one dotted tile here in the middle, we draw a back face at the tile behind it. We draw a front face at the tile in front of it. Still wrong. I hope we'd get to the code today, but I think we'll be lucky if we get the tile map set up here in the next few minutes. Okay, we're dialing it in. We're dialing it in. So instead of 6, maybe it's 0. All right, that's right. Well, is it actually right, or is it just sort of right? Maybe it should be 2. Oh, I guess I can just place it and then do this. I don't know why I've always insisted on manipulating it and then redrawing it, huh? Kind of dumb. That I didn't just place it and then move it around into position. Wow. It's because I didn't have my workflow guru here with me, telling me what I should actually be doing. Man, I feel bad having these short streams this week. So we've been getting really great viewership. Oh, this is also wrong then. Wait, why is this wrong in such an interesting way? I think I have the off. I think I have this wrong. Yeah, I think I drew this slightly wrong. I think this should be up further. So there's what? A distance of 4 here and only 3 here. Yeah, I did this a little wrong. Whoop. Whoop. Ryson, I rang. Yeah. All right. Okay, that looks right for the X. And then we throw in the Y here. And that's going to be wrong because I haven't probably aligned the two. So we've got -8, -6, 8, -6. Okay, that looks right. Here we've got 8, -2. Here we also probably need -2. Hey, Rhiannon Journey, how's it going? I think you're catching us at the end here. I need to go do some laundry before I've got a work meeting at 2. But we're working out. We figured out some issues with our little outlining thing, and we are working through them. How are you doing? All right, so you're the back. Okay, so that's wrong. Oh no, you're the front. But that's also still wrong. Why are these identical? And why is changing this not doing anything? What the hell is happening? There we go. Okay, no, we have it right. Okay, there we go. So there's that. And then here we've got this one. Okay, so this one's very wrong. This just needs the other X. Oh yeah, this needs to be -8. You're doing okay. You're working on some complex problems at work, but you think you just got it all figured out. Eureka, as they say. All right, so there's those. Do we have the deck Z set up here? Dotted deck bottom? Yeah. All right. Okay, so we've at least got the dotted. We've got this one done. We need to figure out the bulk. I don't really have time to do that right now, but we can see. We can see if we can quickly figure it out here. So this is back, so this would render here. Oh, I can already tell you that these are misaligned. Oh, this is very misaligned. Oh, it's aligned at the top. That's weird. But not at the bottom. Okay, that's fine. There's something funky going on here. But we're getting close. And this is the 6-layer version, which will be very similar to the way our autotiler already works. Oh, nice. I get to ban someone right before I go. I love that. Love to see that. Unproductive consort K L. I hope that's an L. 6QHL. I guess I should just copy paste their name, huh? Is that doable? Oh, you can't really do that easily. All right, let's try it. Did I get him, or did I ban the wrong person? Oh no, I got him. We got him. We got him, everyone. Stand down. All right. I gotta wrap it up. I gotta run. This was fun.
He's dead, Jim.
He is dead. Yeah, no stream tomorrow. I have a dentist appointment, which is my favorite place in the world to go. I definitely don't have serious anxiety around going to the dentist. So it'll just be a good time for everyone. And then I'm going out of town this weekend. I'm actually getting a little weekend vacation, which is desperately needed.
Illogical.
Yeah. But hopefully we'll be back to our regular schedule next week.
Your logic was impeccable, Captain.
Thank you, Smooth, in a second. But yeah, it's been nice having everyone here. It's really nice. We've gone from an average of like 5 viewers to like 10. Feels good. Double digits. But yeah, I don't actually have time to raid. I would like to raid, but I just gotta go. So I'm sorry, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. And Matthew, I've inspired you to start looking into a vacation.
Maximum warp.
Oh, you're gonna do another jam, Ryson? Oh, a long one, like a 2-week one? All right. Good luck to you. Again, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Maximum warp.